Hey everybody, Theta here, back with another Nadia, Secrets of Blue Water. Before we get started, I think I'd go back, I thought I'd go back over some comments from the very first few episodes that have reached YouTube. Because normally I do that, but lately I've just been like watching the show. So I figured now, here, the halfway point or thereabouts, probably a good point to see what you guys have been saying. So, first up, we have Bruce Ingram, who says, Nadia has a good show. I think Yetterman originated the trio of attractive woman, tall guy, short guy antagonists that this, Pokemon, and many others are inspired by. Was surprised when a certain music track plays later in the show. Composer reused it for Evangelion 3.33 in a similar way to reusing part of Evangelion's score for Shin Godzilla. All of these Hideki Anno projects. Let's see. I have not seen Evangelion 3.33. I've watched all Evangelion. Um, I think I started watching. Oh God, what is it called? Evangelion 2.0, 2.5. I don't know what it's called. For some reason these Evangelion branch offs start taking like Kingdom Hearts naming schemes or naming conventions. I think it's like you cannot advance, you will not advance. So my point being, I didn't finish that and I didn't get to 3.33. So when that track plays, comment below, I guess, because I'm gonna miss it. As I've said before in the Griff and me reactions, that typically I'm kind of missing the music until you guys tell me about it. And here I can just go back and watch it whenever. So yeah, let me know. On a different video, they also say metal on boats. I assume you mean besides on the bottom of the boat, which they've been doing for centuries to protect the wood from all the things in the sea that want to eat it. The things you learn from a YouTube video explaining why the bottom of boats are always painted red. Now, I think I explained this in the comments, and probably a fair number of times after the comment was made on that video in other videos. I'm constantly referring to the Monitor and the Merrimack, which are two ships in the American Civil War. One was on the Union side, and the other was on the Confederate side, which are basically the very first metal-plated ships. I mean, I don't know. There might be like an older example that doesn't get mentioned as much, but these were like the test beds for the war that was going on, and then they got made a lot more throughout the war, and then going on to the future. It's just something I was reading a lot of. Uh, U.S. citizen here, obviously, but there's like they got into a fight with one another that went on for literally ever because the guns of the time were not strong enough to penetrate the metal plating that they had for hulls. So they were basically what happens when when an unstoppable force reaches a another unstoppable force, right? They just could not beat each other up. I think they ended up like running out of uh running out of steam or something and having to sail off and leaving the fight. But yeah, no, it's my favorite ocean battle of the Civil War. So that's what comes to my mind when I think of 1900s or what was it, 1899 metal plated ships. Let's see, we got Phil Fisher. I chuckled a little when I remembered that Jean's boat is named Emerald too because, by sheer coincidence, the princess who summoned the Magic Knights in Rayearth is also called Princess Emerald. I know I'm probably saying that name wrong. I don't think that I heard her name in the very first episode of Ray Knight. Sorry, Ray Earth. I don't know why I says Ray Knights. I'm just combining shit together now in my head. Got a little bit, my eye got a little bit twitchy, and I'm like, ah, oh, what the hell am I talking about? Let's see. I don't believe I heard it, but then again, I watched Magic Knights on before I started watching this. And then by the time you saw this come up, it was even then more like 2 weeks. So I am now a month and a half, maybe a month separated from that. So I guess phonetically spell it for me if you even care still. Captain Melville is named after Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick, which is the show is just full of references. I think you guys have been telling me that, and that's just another one that I wouldn't have known or I wouldn't have thought of unless you had said it. There is no independent M sound in Japanese characters, so N. You've written something in hiragana and in katakana, so I'm going to assume just the N sound still twice is used. So Sanson is the same as Samson. It's a similar thing with senpai or senpai. I'll be honest here, I didn't know senpai was a thing. I know senpai is, but I guess you're telling me that it's the same thing. Alright. Well, then I hope you got used to me saying haha Samson for a good while because I'm recording this on episode 22. You probably wrote that around episode 10, so I can't change history. I like that minefield scene. They're unlikely to be in danger because the main character is with them, but it's still a nice display of teamwork. It's like they're playing a claw machine blindfolded while being guided by friends. Which I think is also exactly what I said it was like. I think I also pointed out, like, oh yeah, they're fine. Gene's on the ship. They're not gonna kill Gene, which I don't know anymore to be true. They could kill Gene. I don't. It seems unlikely. This seems of that era where they're not just gonna right out kill the main character. I think if anybody is safe in this show, it's Nadia and Gene, which is why I'm constantly like, if they kill Marie, I'm done. Because I am done. I will literally stop watching the show if they kill Marie, but I think everybody else is at risk, but those two. Mainly because they put them on the poster, right? I think if you're on the poster to the show, unless you're 86, you're safe. I think everybody was on 86's poster. Alright, last commenter we have is the war on reactors. At the beginning, the battleship captain says, change course, 15 degrees port, parentheses left side, and then they turn right, starboard, lol. There is another older anime from 1983, also with a 39 episode first season. It's like this is only one season. I'm pretty sure. Uh, with a 39 episode first season, The Mysterious Cities of Gold, set in the 1500s. It eventually got 3 more seasons 30 years later. I am only familiar with The Mysterious Cities of Gold due to watching those compilation videos of like 80s cartoon openings. So I've heard the opening of that show before, but that's it. And unfortunately, it's not one of those that I was like, oh, I like the sound of this. Let me go watch it. I think there's only one show that I've done for those, Ulysses 32, which has an amazing opening song. And it does such a great job of telling you exactly what the show is about. Unfortunately, they also do like a rug pull on you in that the voice of the gods and the description of what's happening doesn't actually line up with the show one for one. Still, it's a good show. Maybe I might get to that eventually on here doing my solo shit because it's a good show, and I think I only got like 5 or 6 episodes in. I don't know how long it runs. I'll check it out sometime. And last comment is slash was. It does sound like a narration from the future, but still probably narrating the current time the characters are in. Your invention timeline comments are okay. The show is definitely early on its inventions. The electric sonar the Nautilus uses didn't happen until 1918. The Wright brothers' first flight was 1903. I guess the point is that people were trying to fly before the Wright brothers' flight. The Wright brothers was the first successful long distance flight. I mean, I'm using the word long distance. I think it was like what, 5, 10 feet, like 20 feet. They got to a position where uh, they had as successful a flight as Knuckles can glide. Let's say, as good as your modern day video game example. But yeah, no, I mean, in this show, they're doing weird stuff like, cans, or the can opener, rather, was invented before the can was, right? So, one of those weird things where dude has invented, oh shit, what were they? We just talked about them. My mind is slipping so much. The underwater minefield. Depth charges? No. Whatever. The underwater mines. The dude has invented underwater mines well in advance of submarines, right? Like the dude also has submarines. I don't know. Whatever I said at the time stands still for me. That the dude is so far in advance of how to combat the thing, of which beyond the Nautilus he has the only one of. It's just weird. It's weird and funny. As for your comment about the narration sounding like it's from the future, now that I know that the Nautilus is from the future, that does not help the argument that maybe the narration is from the future. Also, the fact that we also hear about the civilization from 20,000 years ago, that Nemo, the captain of the Nautilus is from the future, the civilization that he seems to come from is from the past. Who the hell knows? I'm still so many questions about the show. But yeah, that has been our comments. So let's say we get on into it, and I can go and give my thoughts about the last episode as we start the show. So yeah, what happened last episode? We had a comical, cartoony giant magnet. Like, I understand that they probably made it look like the giant polar north-south magnet, so that everybody would understand, like, what's going on, you know? But still, it was weird. I mean, I'm not expecting to see cartoony crap in the show. I guess maybe I am, because that's what I started seeing in, like, the first episode. I don't know. It just fell off. But thankfully they made up for it pretty well come the rest of the episode, where everything else is, like, high stakes. Because the last thing we saw was the Nautilus, like, falling into the water, all cracked and destroyed, bits of it just exploded. Like, they used literally everything that they had left to blow themselves away from the giant airship. I expect we're done. We're done with the Nautilus. What are we gonna do? Because either we escaped into the water and the thing is just sinking away, or we're gonna get picked up by the magnet again. I don't know. I don't know.
1889年、謎の組織ネオアトランティスの罠にはまったノーチラス号は、待ち構えていた空中戦艦の攻撃により、南太平洋の海に沈没。
Oh yeah, Nadia got captured. I almost forgot about that.
ノーチラス号はまだ死に絶えてはいない。
Oh. Okay. But what do you mean not defeated? No power. The engines are blown out. Your armor is totally cracked out. God, how much of the crew is dead by now? And the fleet, too! Also, where's Marie? Marie's gotta be on the ship, right? Yeah, there she is. So how's Electra gonna be a traitor? She can't be a traitor. She's like the most die-hard about getting these assholes killed.
船長。
このままでは自滅するだけだ。早くしろ。
はい。総員、直ちにメインブロックの第二退避室へ集まってください。繰り返します。総員、直ちにメインブロックの第二退避室へ集まってください。戦闘ブロックを切り離します。なんだって？
Oh, this is the
聞いてる？
TNG Enterprise.
さっきはごめんなさいね。あなたたちはそこにいて大丈夫です。動いてはダメよ。エレクトラさん。大丈夫。何も心配しなくていいわ。あ、じゃあまたね。第3ブロックまで分離完了。
電源切り替え終了。
But still, the whole ship is fucked.
自爆深度800、距離1500以上にセット完了。
戦闘ブロック排除。
はい。
Are we just mimicking like episode 2? Where Jean's ship splits in half? So are we gonna float up into the air on the magnet and then self-destruct right in his stomach?
やったぞ。悪解して2つにちぎれたか。
違うな。強度の下がった不要部分を切り離したのだ。
そんな。
早くガーフィッシュを3回させたまえ。巻き添えを食うぞ。
は。
Called that wrong then.
ガーフィッシュ悪解衝撃が来ます。
I mean, Gargoyle called it wrong and I called it wrong.
いつ聞いても嫌な音ですね。
明日は我が身かの。
ええ。この船にはもう浮上する力は残っていません。
So they've done it before then. Otherwise it wouldn't be awful to hear.
申し訳ございません。ガーゴイル様。愚か者め。
ノーチラスの艦隊破壊は。
あは。未だ確認されておりません。
しぶといやつめ。
But that guy's always gonna get punished later. Gargoyle already told him that.
なんだ。
どうしたんじゃ。
海底潮流です。6ノットで南西に流れています。
そうか。しばらく頼む。
はい。
See to what?
ノーチラス号深度4000。残念ながらこれよりの探査捕捉は不可能です。
And that's how big this place is. If you saw all those little dots around the outside, those are individual people.
おまけに満身創痍ですからな。
ここまで追い詰めておきながら、とどめをさせなかったのは一体誰の責任かね。
申し訳ございません。
まあいい。ノーチラスの最後を見届けられるのは残念だ。皇帝陛下にご報告だ。
Oh, so you're not even in charge. Oh, that famous picture. Hey man, Yu-Gi-Oh's calling from the future.
つないで。
He wants his cards back.
お喜びください、ネオ皇帝陛下。ノーチラス号はケルマディック海溝の下、深度4000で海の木図と化しまし
You
た。
can't even look at the guy.
よくやってくれた。
つきましては、後ほどネモとナディアのブルーウォーター回収のため、何卒皇帝陛下のお力をお借りいたしたく存じます。
わかっ
ありがとうございます。詳しい報告はそちらに戻りました。
My mind is grasping at straws right now. Trying to think of the Emperor from the 300 movie,
ありがたき幸せ。
who's a real ass fucking person, and the name's not coming.
た。ネモもナディアも死んだ。
That painting, that guy drew that painting when he was like in a mental daze. as a
ブ
representation
ル
of the
ーウォ
days
ー
that
カ
he
ー
was
のため
in.
に流される血は尽きぬのか。
So the 20,000 years of the Atlantean civil. Oh,
メインス
wait.
タッフはサブブリー
Atlantean
ンゲーム
civilization has been gone for 20,000 years.
はい。
8,000 years after that, we started fighting about it? No. Yeah? Yeah. Wait, what?
来たまえ。
ここは船長室？
そうだ。
どうしたんですか？ここは誰も入れないって。
この部屋をメインブロックから切り離す。君たちはこの船から脱出したまえ。
In the escape pod.
技術を持たん者がこれ以上艦内にいても邪魔なだけだ。
船長、僕何でもやります。手伝います。だから。
I saved your fucking life, man.
ジャン君、ナディアを守ってやってくれ。
船長。
Come on, I'm probably your dad.
よし。私が怖くはないのかね。
ちょっと怖い。でもちょっと好き。
No more redeeming moment that I ever needed was this one.
この子のことも頼む。
バイバイ。また遊ぼうね。船長。
The hologram of him and his wife, and I think baby Nadia and possibly Gargoyle, are all in that room.
まだ残っていたのか。
So Nadia has to find out from there.
Nani?
拳銃の音じゃ。
What the fuck?
ダメ、開かないわ。こっちもだよ。
私の時間は13年前に止まりました。自分の名前と故郷を捨てたあの日から、いえ、あなたがご自分の、そして私たちの祖国を滅ぼしたその日から。
Why were you so gun-ho about killing Gargoyle if Nemo fucking did it? Is this Atlantis? Yeah, wait, yeah?
そう。あの時の光が全ての始まりだったのですね。タルテソ総国の王妃様、つまりあなたのお妃を殺したあの光から。
So Nadia is the princess, right? Yeah, Electra calls her
王妃を
princess.
暗殺に始まったタルテ
It's
ソ
putting it all
総国の
together.
クーデターは反乱者たちの勝利に終わったわ。その首謀者は自らをガーゴイルと名乗り、タルテソ総国をネオアトランティス帝国としてしまった。
So that can't be his son then, because he looks older than his dad, if that's the case.
そして新たにネオ皇帝を擁立して、太古の昔から封印されていたバベルの塔の復活を図ったわ。 すべての封印が解かれ、バベルの塔は本来の姿を取り戻し、ガーゴイルは強力な破壊兵器としてその力を皆の目の前で試そうとしたその
Blew up
時
in his face.
悲劇が起こったのよ。地の上を光が走り、
So why are you blaming
火と風の
Nemo?
怒りが7日間私たちを
It's
襲
still
った。
fucking Gargoyle's fault.
まさに火の海だった。そして水と地の怒りが全てを飲み込んだわ。まるであの地獄を覆い隠すかのように。
Well, I mean, this explains why it looked that way. Not how the water stopped, though. Doesn't look like a hell that only 2 or 3 people could survive, though.
そこにもう町はなかった。
To be fair, those look more like crows than they do vultures. I don't. What do you. Okay. Couldn't see what she was seeing. Oh, fuck! I did not expect that from the art style. That caught me unawares. Man, I was talking about cartoony, and we couldn't have gotten more serious all of a sudden.
弟も死んだわ。二度眠って生きた人に初めて会った。それがあなただったのよ。
The engineer, and I didn't catch the guy on the left. Oh, the guy on the bridge who was making the jokes. I think, anyway. Man, this feels so much like that one scene in Made in Abyss. The movie one, though. With also the saddest girl in existence.
私を助けてくれた人。そしてそれが愛情だと分かった時、とても嬉しかった。自分の気持ちが。でも知ってしまった。知らないままでいたかったのに。
本当にあの娘をこのまま育てるつもりかね。我々の進む道は地獄じゃぞ。それは5年前から覚悟している。ガーゴイルと殺し合い、血塗られた道を歩むこと。
How the hell did Gargoyle survive all this too, by the way?
気持ちもわかるが、しかしこのままあの子を育てるのは5年前の罪滅ぼしのつもりか。自らの手でバベルの塔を破壊してしまったことの。
そうですね。
Okay.
だがあの時は他に方法がなかったのです。
The tower didn't explode on its own. He sabotaged it. Yeah. Makes sense.
あの時死んでいった君の娘の代わりかね。そうではない。あの子は生きていくチャンスをあの地獄の中で掴んだの。あの子がこれからどう生きていくのか 彼女の望むようにしてやりたいだけだ。我々と行動を共にしたいならそれもよし。
I mean, that also makes Nadia's survival so much more insane, right? How the hell did she get washed out from the bottom of the ocean? Literally at the bottom of the ocean. To the top. And then washed ashore somehow and survived.
あなたが塔を破壊したことはわからないではないわ。そうしなければ13年前ガーゴイルは世界を滅ぼしたでしょうから。でもきっと父や母や弟やあなたに殺された人たちも死の世界で思っているでしょう。ナディアも言ってたわね。なぜあなたは生きていられるのかって。
You say you understand,
私はガーゴイルを殺し
but it doesn't seem like you do.
ネオアトランティスを滅ぼすためだと思っていたわ。その目的のためにはどんな血も流す人だと思っていたわ。だから私はあなたについてきたのよ。あなたを信じて、あなたを愛して。私はあなたの娘の代わりに愛されているのでもよかったわ。あなたのそばにいられるならそれでよかった。そう、あなたの娘ナディアが目の前に現れるまでは。
This is a jealousy thing?
あなたの心がナディアに奪われるのが。でもあなたは父親とは名乗らずネオアトランティスへの復讐のために生きてくれたわ。
Come on, if I figured it out, everybody
私
could
は愛
figure
し
it
た
out.
男のまま生きていてくれたわ。それなのにどうしてただの一人の父親に戻ってしまったの。どうして私の愛した男のままでいてくれなかったの。さよならでも船長、やめて、もうやめて、お願いだから撃たないで。
構わん。君の憎しみは知っている。構わんから撃て。
Jesus.
あなたを殺すには一発あれば十分ですか。
Well, you haven't had any to do so far.
もう一度聞きます。なぜあの時ガーゴイルと共に死ななかったのですか。
同じ過ちを二度繰り返すことはできない。
過ち。自らの手で国を滅ぼし人々を殺したことは過ちだと。
そうだ。犯した罪は償わなければならん。私は今そのために生きているに過ぎない。
ならばなぜあの時に自爆なさらなかったのです。なぜ。
13年間私を助けて
You're gonna drown.
娘のように思っている
You're gonna drown before this conversation's over.
にすることはできなかった。エレクトラ、君がいたからだ。
ずるいですわ、その言い方。
I thought she could pull the gun on herself or something.
最後の弾は自分のために使います。あなたにもらった命を
Ah, fuck me.
返します。
Nemo had a gun. Okay, no. There's no way that was gonna happen.
命を粗末にするな。生きて自分のすることを考えろ。
Also, old man across the room, shot and injured, in ankle-high water, and slapped her hand away in an instant. Jesus Christ, this episode!
Nadia,
生きろ。
Oh shit, did King get on there? I didn't see King with them. So there's been so much going on in this episode, just to fucking think about King. Thank God, there he is. No, I called that too then. So Gargoyle just a best friend? Is that what he is? He was my best friend. He betrayed us.
お父さん。ナディア。
If you float to the surface, Gargoyle is going to get you, though. Also, you have a brother. So much to unpack. So fucking much to unpack. There is the brother element, but I forgot about the dude that was behind Nemo with his hand on his shoulder. That's clearly Gargoyle. So this was a best friend betrayed us all sort of thing. God, I'm just trying to think. Did Nemo talk about a younger brother? Not a younger brother. Did Nemo talk about a son that died? Because we know Nadia. Or maybe that was Gargoyle's son. I don't know. I am just going to theorize for eternity about what the maybes were on everything. But I was right, so I was right for a long time about Nadia being Nemo's daughter. And the wife is dead, obviously. This is why Electra called her princess all the time. Because the queen was the, Okay. And then he sabotaged the tower to stop Gargoyle. God, this thing... How did anybody survive down there, right? How did Nadia wash up to the surface? Clearly Nemo didn't do something to save her. How did Gargoyle survive? It seemed like he was right there by the tower, too. Still doesn't explain the submarine from the future, either. I don't know. I think this is just one of those things where I don't have Griffin to spitball ideas off of, right? So all I've got now is to drown in my thoughts and emotions. I think the only way to do anything is just to watch another episode and hope it gives me more explanation. But I'm thinking all I'm going to get next time is less explanation, because this was the emotional dump and the info dump. Next time I think it's just going to get the resolution of Nadia coming to terms with things. Where's our... Oh, God. Our three other people are on the tank on the surface, right? You think they got picked up by Gargoyle? Because the tank has to be magnetic in some way. Like, I know the magnet was resonated to the Nautilus's outer armor specifically, but you got to be able to re-resonate that thing, right? There's no way that they don't get picked up. Like, we just gonna let those people go, right? I don't know. I'm so many different ways. This has been Theta. This has been another Stone-Faced Reactions. I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?